Mary Helandera, Taylor Automotive Family, Women in the Driver's Seat. Today we are visiting with the one and only Kristina White, who has been curating and orchestrating events and lifting up our community for over 4 decades. We cannot wait to visit with this enthusiastic and compassionate woman. Kristina, thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate it. Can you tell us a little about how you got started in event planning and community promotion, and what inspired you to dedicate your career to bringing people together?
Mary Helen, it's funny. Some of the earliest memories I had that grandmother that was the party giver, party planner. If there was an event, if there was a Kentucky Derby going on, my grandmother was having a party for it, and she saw her grandchildren as opportunities to assist with those. In other words, I learned how to make a mint julep before I was 10 years old, probably.
That's great.
So it was fun to, that atmosphere, everybody's always happy, right? So I loved the feeling and being family, but what it came down to for me, and I think really at the heart of what I was doing, was the memories that come from it. I can't remember every party that she did, but I will have a memory from that, and the combination of the photography that I do to make sure that the memory is just not captured in my mind, but people can look through now whether it's the pages or a digital photo file, and that feeling, whether it was the first date they were on at a prom when I was working in the school district, or when I did things at the University of Toledo. My junior year, I was in charge of the homecoming queens. So I think it was always a part of what it wasn't a decision of what I was going to do or not going to do, because it was just what I am. So to find a career from it was just amazing. And putting all those pieces together, I had a lot of different jobs before I got to the career. And now with what I'm doing, working for myself and consulting with others and listening to what it is that they want to create, and then working really, really hard to make sure that I not only help facilitate that, but then capture those moments so that those memories are, again, not just in my mind, but shared in everybody's mind in pictures.
Well, that's wonderful. You've orchestrated events like the Summer Series and contributed so much to the village of Holland in Springfield Township. What does it mean to you to see your work positively impact the community?
There's a story that I told somebody this year about 419 Music Fest, and it was early in the day, so the crowd wasn't as robust as it ended up being that night. But there was a young woman, probably in her 30s. I'm sure she had a diagnosis of Down syndrome, and the second band that was playing had a fiddle player. She's standing in the middle of this field, and it's hot. Fiddle player is just hitting all the right notes, and her arms are out. She's twirling, she's dancing around, and I thought, this is what it was all about. All those days, weeks, months, hours, the angst of, is this going to happen? Is it going to rain? This is an outdoor event. And then I watched pure joy happen. And that's why I want to do what I do all the time, is to create pure joy in somebody's life like that. It was organic. It was something that I could not in a million years have planned for that moment to happen, and yet it did, and I got to be a part of it, and I got to share that with her. So if somebody asked me what it means to do what I do, right there is what it means.
That's beautiful. Looking back, what has been one of the most memorable events you've produced, and what challenges did you overcome to make it a success?
I gave a lot of thought to this because there have been so many of those memorable moments. I think of my wedding reception, because my husband and I eloped in Hawaii with his parents. And we came back, and I was able, with my family, with friends, my poor parents. I remember the angst on my mother's face when I said, if you have to introduce me to somebody, I want to invite my friends. So if I have to be introduced to somebody at this, can we really look at the guest list? So, that was one of the most important moments of my life. But then within my career, I think George Bush, before he was elected president, regardless of your politics, he chose Springfield High School as his 100th school visit.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
I got to, again, I was doing media relations for Springfield at the time. I got to interact with the national media. I got to, the thrill when the two great big charter Greyhound buses drove up and the national media descended, and I had students that were credentialing national media. Those kids will remember that the rest of their life. And again, it goes back for me, it's not the event, it's the memories that were created putting those things together. I remember Booyah, the bomb sniffing dog that I got to meet that stole my water bottle because he was a puppy. Well, I know you love dogs.
Yes.
And he was an absolute joy, fun puppy until the command was given, and then that dog was like watching a Marine getting ready to charge the beach. I mean, it was so those, obviously I carry memories from all of those. So that was another big one. I talked about the joy that I saw in the young woman at 419 Music Fest, and watching Becky Ray. Becky is the widow of Butch Ray, who is the public information officer for the fire department, who passed away in 2024. And the Firecracker 5K was dedicated to his memory, and that was the first event that kicked off in Summer Series last year. And I came up with this wild idea at the press conference that we gave. Brian Kaminsky, who's the assistant fire chief, made a comment about Butch always flying off, and it was really appropriate that we were doing this and doing a run with a park, because they're always running and flying off somewhere. So I come up with this bright idea that I wanted to surprise Butch's family by having the race kick off with the release of a dove, which evokes that sense of, everybody that hears it now knows the story of Kristina trying to get the dove and what, and I had no idea how to get a dove, and I had no idea how to get the dove back to somebody. I didn't know doves were homing pigeons. I mean, I got really self-deprecating on that event, but I have photographs of the looks on his family's face when they saw the dove released from the box. And that, again, moments that I will treasure for the rest of my life. So, you know, how I got started, I got hired, thank the good Lord, at the Convention and Visitors Bureau when it was called the Greater Toledo Office of Tourism and Conventions. And I worked with probably the toughest cookie to ever orient. Her name was Clarice Bird. And I swear, I thought she was in her 80s when I started work for her. I have no idea how old she was, but she was the front office manager at the Commodore Perry. That when the Commodore Perry closed, she went over and worked for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And she took anybody that was in, I mean, we're if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. You're going to learn how to do it right. I don't care what meeting planner comes in here and tells you what they want to do. This is how things should be done. And her whole mindset was, doesn't matter how good the party is, if they don't have the room that they stay in, if that isn't secured for them. So what you're doing, Kristina, is, yes, you're selling the city, but you're selling a hotel room in the city. So, I mean, she taught me tough love. Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Well, you will soon be inducted into the Alumni Friends of Springfield Local Schools Hall of Fame. I know you love that. How does it feel to be recognized in this way, and what does this honor mean to you personally?
I don't think I've really been able to find the words of what it means to me as much as beyond humbling, because the work that I did at Springfield Schools was never about me. It shouldn't have been, because I wasn't working to promote Kristina White. I was working to amplify what was going on in Springfield Local Schools. So that day, I'm actually being inducted with two individuals that were alumni that I admire, four or five athletes that are just incredible, that I spent my entire career there talking about what they did and making sure that everybody knew what they did. So the fact that somebody wants to put me in that category still feels uncomfortable. And I think it should. I think it means more to you when you don't expect it. And I surely did not expect this ever. I've nominated people for years and have attended those programs to celebrate people's accomplishments. I don't look at what I did as my own accomplishment. It's theirs, and I'm sharing it with them.
Wow, very well deserved. For those who might want to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give aspiring event planners or community organizers?
Something that I didn't know at first, and Clarice Bird taught me, and that was to listen. It is not about what you want to do. You're not throwing a party for yourself. You're not organizing an event for yourself. The work that I do right now with the summer series is not for me. It's for the Springfield Township trustees and their community engagement. And if I don't listen to what they say, I'm not going to have success because, again, it has to be what the community needs, what the community will support. And listening is the best skill, and it is one of the hardest things to become good at, because too many people sit in a conversation, and instead of listening to what the other person is saying, they're planning what they're going to say next.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything exciting coming up on the horizon for KW events?
As a matter of fact, the summer series that I'm doing for Springfield Township starts off on January 1st with the Springfield Splash. And there are a group, I don't understand these people. I can't even say that admiration is in there, but they like on January 1st every day, they like to jump in a cold pond no matter what the temperature is. And I'm going to throw a party for them, and there will be fire to keep me warm at that, and that has me all excited.
I'll join you on that one.
Yes, yes. And then the summer series for 2026 is so much fun. We're repeating the 5K, and after that, I think the exciting thing for KW is trying to slow it down, slow me down a little bit so I can enjoy the things I do. I'm not looking for the next event to plan. It's more creating memories within and figuring out ways to do things a little bit better than I've done before. I will never rest. There's a great line. Kermit the Frog wrote a book, and he said, when you rest on your laurels, all you get is sore laurels. And I thought, okay, I'm going to live by Kermit on that one because I don't want my laurels to get sore.
No, we do not want that. All right, buckle up. It's the lightning round.
All right, here we go.
If someone were visiting Springfield or Holland for the first time, what's one must-see place?
I'm going to tell them, without a doubt, Homecoming Park. It is something that I drove past for probably 24 years until I started going back in, discovering the different facets in it. There is a gorgeous pond. It's a perfect place for wedding photography, for prom photography. There's a fitness path that's back there that's like walking in a gorgeous metro park. I mean, they really do so many things good that people just drive by. So I don't want them to drive by.
Okay, well, we won't. After a long day organizing events, what's your favorite treat or comfort food to unwind?
My husband would tell you that it's potato chips. I'll contradict him on that one. Because if I had my choice, what it would be is McQueen's Orchard does these donuts. And they've got one that's a maple with chocolate cross on it.
Yes.
I can't go in there without buying 3, and I usually have one gone before I'm out of the parking lot. Okay. So if it were in my house, that would be it.
Oh, yes.
That would be it. They're donuts. Oh.
They're incredible. What's a talent or skill you have that might surprise people?
I could tell you that it was decorating cookies, but hopefully that wouldn't be a surprise because I like to have that be my little leave behind for everyone.
And we love that as your leave behind.
But I, in 4th grade, learned the alphabet backwards, and it used to be my icebreaker with any kid. It doesn't matter how old you are. I would tell them that I can say the alphabet backwards more quickly than I can do it forward.
All right. Do you still have that skill?
ZYXWVUTS RQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. I do.
Phenomenal. I can ride my unicycle still, but I can't make right turns. But anyway, that is amazing. What's one moment in your community work that always brings a smile to your face?
That's a rough one, but it's always going to go back somewhere along the line to a kid.
Yeah. Because
not having children of my own, the work that I do has exposed me to everybody else's kids and allowed me to be a part of their family. So I can't pick one. I'll just say collectively, with a huge thank you to all the parents that allowed me to be a part of their family.
Beautiful. Well, it has truly been a pleasure.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for sharing your passion and all you do for our community.
Thanks.
Kristina, thank you so much with visiting with us today and sharing your passion for our community, and congrats on your Hall of Fame award. And we are ready to hit the road and see who's next in the driver's seat.